Every single time I go into F5 mode, I forget that I've got the crown and then get very quickly reminded that I have the crown. Hello, by the way, welcome to Hermitcraft. This crown talk actually reminds me, I haven't checked up on the button in a very long time. The good thing is, because everyone's been using Decked Out, in theory, this area should have been quite unloaded. So yeah, it looks like the button is still alive. How has it managed to pull this off? It's doing well. Now, do I want the 3 diamonds or shall I leave it for a diamond block? I think I'm going to come back to that one. To start things off today, I really want to do a bit of resource gathering so that we can finally start transforming this facade into an actual structure. As cool as it looks from dead straight on, it doesn't look quite so good from side on. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done here. Decked Out is looming off in the distance as well. Don't worry, I will be playing some of that today. But first, it's time for some warped stems. Now, this is actually something I mentioned in the previous episode. I kind of mentioned that I was putting it off because I thought it was a frustrating task having to go off into the nether and gather up all of the wood, completely forgetting, which is ridiculous because I'm like the guy that really enjoys building farms and things. I could just build a farm for it. And it doesn't even have to be a particularly complicated farm. I set myself up a little shifting platform with the bone meal so then I could get all of the mushrooms that I need to grow up the warp stems. And then from there, automatic bone meal dispensing, the tree pops up, and then I just climb it and tear it down. Obviously, there are ways that I could do this, making use of redstone and piston pushers and TNT explosion chambers and everything like that. But the time that I would have spent doing that wasn't really worth it because I could have just done the mining bit. God, am I alright? That sounds really out of character for me. Out of character or not, it's done. Our not so monstrous chest monster is gradually growing, and I think we have the majority of the resources required to actually construct at least a few of these sides. The only thing that I'm running low on right now is blackstone, which I'm going to gather more of in a little bit. But first, I need to build up a little something. Okay, I would say, stone slabs, those are going to be useful. Actually, a very small amount of black stone is going to be handy. Just going to remove all of this, get a few white walls going on, build myself a little bench, and then, yeah, those are my weights. And I have built myself a little gym. Now, the reason that I've just built the gym is because I'm about to flex. So for those of you who don't know, I'm quite into my cars, and I've had this little 1970s BMW 2002 for the past 5 or 6 years, and recently I sent it in for a restoration, and it's just recently come back, and it's the greatest thing that has ever existed. This is a hilarious angle. I tell you what's more hilarious, look at when I stand up. How majestic is that? It's been resprayed a desaturated light blue colour. It now has wide wheel arches, it's got wider tyres, it's got ITBs on its M20 engine swapped engine. It has pineapple leather on the inside. They made leather out of pineapples. This may be Hermitcraft Season 9, but still, peace, love and plants. It's the coolest car in the world, and I can't see myself ever getting rid of it. Right, that's enough working out for one day. Let's get some blackstone. And I got very lucky with this mining session in that I managed to hit the mother lode of blackstone veins. I don't even know what you'd call them. It was a gigantic blob of blackstone underneath the ground that just seemed to go off in every single direction, which is very fortunate because generally speaking, gathering large quantities of blackstone is probably one of the most frustrating things you can do in Minecraft. It's treacherous, it's always surrounded by lava, and whenever you think you've found a large amount of it, it just seems to be one layer thick. So I was really pleased with this, and I managed to get a decent number of shulker boxes in a fairly small amount of time, and by that I mean a good number of hours. So with that final gathering mission, I'm in a very good spot now. I would say this has to be enough, right? I haven't done any other calculations. I don't use like Magica. I don't use any fancy tools or anything like that. I'm very old school. I just eyeball it, and I feel like this has to be enough, right? People will ask me down in the comment section for not using these tools, but this is the way I like to play the game, except for when I mess up because I don't use the tools, in which case that's not when I enjoy playing the game, but I guess I live with my decision. This build has been in the background of pretty much the entire episode. I think it's time that I put my name in the queue. Ha! Hello?
Did you come to play?
Sneaky.
What do you mean?
Hi.
We just see that crown sticking out from around the corner.
Is it? Wait, hang on.
Yes. I just see jewels.
Oh no! My cover's been blown.
You look like the guy in Spaceballs with a huge helmet. I'm not sure if you guys seen that movie.
Oh, not for a very long time, Corrales. Not for a very, very long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm old.
Am I allowed to put my name in the queue, but then also work on something? Or is it a physical queue?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
we
Stick your name in the
did
queue.
one over here. Put
We'll
it over
give you
here
a shout
instead.
when it's when it's nearly your turn, when we want you to head back over.
That is actually amazing. Is that okay? Oh yeah, you can edit signs now. My goodness.
Yeah, so it's me, Zedov, and then we call your name.
Wow. Right, so I've got a decked out run on the horizon. Let's start building up the template for the bottom of my base that I can then build upon. Now, it's very important that I get this right, because if I get it wrong, then the entire base is going to be completely off. And that couldn't be a much bigger problem, to be honest with you. That's like, that's the worst possible outcome that could possibly happen ever. So we have this diagonal here. And then we have these pokey out things, which I think stick out by 4 blocks. Okay. And those pokey out things are 3 blocks wide. And then in the center, there's a verdant frog lamp, but I can't remember how deep it goes. By the looks of things, it is 1 block deep. Okay, that makes sense. So the verdant frog lamp goes in, and then it is black stone, but it's polished down on this level. And those things are 6 blocks wide, and they are all 6 blocks wide up to the middle. Verdant frog light, and then another 6. Now the middle bit is just this, and then all of the warp stem stuff, and then this, and then the whole thing repeats itself. Now, I'm just doing this as a placeholder for now, just so I know what it looks like. Don't worry. This isn't going to be sticking around like this. I actually need to make sure that the bands of the stripped logs line up properly with the bands of the stripped logs over there. That's very important to me. But for the time being, all I'm trying to do is make sure that I get all of the proportions correct. So that should be the final set of little extendy-outy bits. Now it's time to do the diagonal that wraps around like this. This has given me a very good idea of how big my base is actually going to be. It's huge. It's absolutely enormous. I'm actually really excited to see it in its final form. Let's continue the templating. So I guess this would be the moment of truth. If I stand on this block right here, I should be lined up with this corner. And I set my degrees to 90. Yeah, I'm lined up with that block, and then I should also line up with this block over here. Which I am. Yes. Okay, this is working. My template is correct, and everything has been measured properly. Excellent. Okay, I'm fairly certain everything is correct, but this will prove it. If I drop down onto this block and then look straight up, there should be a block above me. Kind of nervous. There's a sniffer. And there's a block. Okay, excellent. Everything has worked out. So here is the footprint of my base. Next up, I guess we should start constructing some of the walls. But first, my run of decked out. Just trying to get my hunger down a little bit.
I did well. It was the game that messed it up.
Always.
The game is broken. The game is broken.
Yeah.
I've been telling you, Sango.
I performed flawlessly. I did some good maneuvers. I was jumping around really well. But the game just didn't pull its weight, and just
didn't do it. Yeah.
What am I going to do with a teammate like that? Never going to happen.
Well, you were on the second level, right? You went further in.
I managed to get down to level 2, but things had gone badly by that point already. I had a lot of clank, a lot of badness happening around me. So yeah, struggled to find a key quick enough. That's been a real problem for me for many runs now, just not finding a key anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited and nervous. I don't know why I'm so terrible at this sort of stuff. I get so nervous. I just lose the ability to think immediately. It's bad. It is bad.
Dude, I'm the same. My heart rate goes up, my hands get all sweaty, and I'm shaking.
Yeah, well, actually,
I'm so terrible.
I've been meaning to ask you about this. The way you play, so I get blasted enough for being a thumb shifter, but you are also a thumb shifter, but in a weirder way than me, because you press shift with your thumb, but it's the other way around.
The thing is, this is such a cozy way to sit, because you know how you're supposed to sit when you sit in office environment?
Yeah.
I kind of sit that because I have my mouse in my left, and then I play with WASD, right? But they're so close. And I shift with my thumb and shift. I press, so it's
victim.
pretty much I shift and control with my thumb. Yeah.
Are we gonna have to talk about this more? Because I still don't fully understand what that is, but the dungeon is open. I literally I can't picture what you're saying at all. Like, you have your mouse in your left hand. Oh, this is too much, right? I'm going in the dungeon. I'm getting away from you, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna take a picture one day, okay? I'm gonna send you a pic.
Please.
I'm gonna slide into your DMs.
Yeah, this needs to be explained.
Good luck, Mumbo.
Okay, all I need to do is dump my pies. That is all. Everything else has been put away. Set my respawn. Good stuff, good stuff. Now let's go in. Alright, I am going to set my difficulty to easy. I've got my deck. There is nothing else in there that is weird. Good. Oh, I need the toilet all of a sudden. Why does this happen to me? Okay, okay. Here we go. I am so excited but so nervous. I can't even remember what did Corrales tell me to do? He told me to not go left, but instead go like a different kind of left. It's a level 1 artifact, obviously. So there's this one. Yeah, I can hear that.
Treasure hunter.
I'm just trying to look out for the Ravager. I was warned of a Ravager, and I could hear one.
Sneak.
I've never actually gone this way before, you know. This is like a totally new part of the dungeon for me. I've never gone this way. Oh, oh, oh. This run's going very well. Do I get straight out, or do you reckon I should go for... Because I just heard Ember Seeker, so there's obviously some embers around here. Should I not be jumping over that, by the way? That seems like quite a dangerous place to jump. I mean, I don't know where any of the embers would come out. Oh, there's a key! Oh, okay, so that you actually have to find the key.
Stability.
I've realized I'm setting off a bunch of shriekers, and I'm actually gradually closing down the things. Should I just get out? I think I'm gonna get out. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Definitely should have gotten out. Should have gone out. This was a bad move. Oh no! Oh, I can go this way. Is this a way that I should have gone? Like, is this a place that I'm meant to be? I feel like I shouldn't be here. I've gone the weirdest way. Okay, I remember where I am now. I remember where I am. I got myself briefly disorientated there. I did just hear something, which I probably didn't want to hear. I've also realized I've forgotten to eat any of the berries. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness! I can't believe that's just happened! I mean, I tried my best. Like, I got that artifact so fast that I really wanted to try and get the extra embers and everything like that. That was my plan. Wasn't really... It didn't go to plan. It did not go to plan. I managed to just endanger myself massively. Wow. Oh, that was stressful. I'm not going to get much here. Yeah, only 6. That's barely anything. I mean, I can barely even afford... I can only afford... Moment of clarity. This is the thing. I hadn't realized at the time that the number of frost embers actually coincides with the number on the card. This was news to me. So yeah, I thought I could maybe get more, but I guess, I mean, do I store them? Oh, I can't take them out, can I? No, it's just gonna have to be... I guess it's just gonna have to be moment of clarity. I mean, how cool was that, though? I can't believe that. I almost ran head on into... into a Ravager. Oh, that would have been pretty horrendous. Okay, got no treasure, no nothing. To be honest with you, it was a good run. I still got out alive. I survived. And everything went well. So what did I learn from this? Well, firstly, you may have noticed compass skills, much, much better. I listened to those of you down in the comment section. Second thing, although I didn't do it, you may have heard me mention that I should eat the berries. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. I genuinely thought they were for decoration. I'm a silly boy, alright? I'm a silly, silly boy. I've only got 2 brain cells. It's fine. But that advice, I think, really helped me on this run. I felt good. I felt like I could have done better. I could have got more embers and more treasure. But still, to come out with an artifact is a huge positive. My win rate is currently 3 and 4. And my ability to get the artifacts is 4 and 4. I mean, that's pretty good. But I also have a ton of building that I need to do today, so I'm going to stop playing video games and get back to the real hard work. And that work is placing blocks in a video game. Now, I thought it would be a smart idea just to get the ball rolling by doing one section of the bottom segment of our tower. So obviously, this thing is like a wedding cake, right? It's like a 3-tiered system. So we've got the bottom section, which is by far the biggest. But I thought I would just get one chunk in just to get a feel for what this thing looks like so that I can actually adapt it if it looks a little bit too blocky or a little bit too square. With that being said, first impressions are this is looking really, really good and it's looking cool, and I can't see anything that I want to largely change with it. I'm tempted to maybe add in some entrances down at the bottom, and that will sort of break up the bottom section because it is quite slab-sided, but otherwise I am really, really happy with the actual form of this thing and the scale of it. You know, I wasn't sure if it was going to be too big or if it was going to look a little bit odd, but no, proportionally compared to my vault and also Grian's base, which is directly opposite, I really do think it fits in nicely. I'm also kind of glad that I decided to only do this one side of this one segment, because this is taking me a few hours as well, and I'm off to Font tomorrow to go rock climbing. I'll let you know how that goes once I return. For the time being, this is where we're at currently. How cool does this look? It looks so cool and so dark and so evil. Now, one thing that I haven't done is I haven't tapered these edges here, so this looks a little bit squarer. But aside from that fairly small detail, everything is looking awesome. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with this thing. It's come together so nicely. I say it every single time I look at this build, but I could not be happier that I decided to blow up that old base and start working on something different. That was such a good decision. And I'm hoping that now that we have all of the resources gathered, in the next Hermitcraft episode, we should be able to make some serious progress on this thing and actually get it almost towards completion. That's a bold set of words to say. I hope I don't regret it. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next Hermitcraft episode. See ya.